everyone. Welcome to Konsui Fighter Live, the one-stop shop for all of your Konsui Fighter news and all that fun stuff. It has been a while since we have seen y'all.
Yeah.
In
Various
fact,
things
it is.
keep getting in
We
the way.
we had one planned for Memorial Day,
Yep.
and it is now Labor Day. It's been a minute.
Yep.
So we have a lot to talk about. There's been a lot going on in our lives, but
We have a few hours to talk about it.
Yeah.
yep. So we'll go over some of the game build. We just pushed our new update 2022.8 yesterday or
Yesterday evening. Yeah.
Yep. So that's going to be, you'll find that on the Google Play Store. You can find it now if you just search Konsui Fighter. We have some other really cool things to talk about, and we're going to be doing a build. We're going to be doing a Gundam build. Sorry, he's trying to tell me something.
We have a special
Right,
guest.
thank you. I didn't get to that point. We also do have a special guest, and I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Yeah. We've got Gemma. Oh, we got to adjust the camera. Gemma, of course, she's laying like off the thing, but hi, Gemma. Say hello to everybody.
Studio dog.
Yeah.
Today.
Gemma, our resident studio dog, is here to offer her insights on the build and things today. So,
Not to mention taking a nap.
yeah, we'll occasionally be checking in with her to see how she's doing.
She's like, leave me alone. I'm sleeping.
Gemma. All right.
Thank you for that report, Gemma.
Uh-huh.
Anywho, all right. So, and then we're gonna be doing some Gundams, because we do have another player here. You might notice that some bumps or some scratching
Maybe.
noises from Gemma here. You know,
Doesn't bark too much unless somebody walks in the door.
Yeah.
no, I'm just thinking more if she like bumps the mic.
We only have about 4 tripods or whatever
Yeah.
stands right
Gemma. Yes. So that's all that at least I'll go ahead and say now. We'll go ahead and pop over to Shane over over there on that side.
on
All
this side
the
of
way
the
over there,
table.
yeah.
So we're going to start off today talking about the 2022.8 release. I think we mentioned a little while back, but our numbering scheme right now, it's year and month. So this is kind of the completion of the August development cycle and what we have. I think the last time we pushed a major build, we had one out at the end of July, but prior to that, it was earlier this year.
Yeah.
And a lot of that has to do with some of the AI work that we've been doing, which we're going to be taking kind of a deep dive on that today.
Yeah.
What's in the build? Well, the AI improvements are kind of one of the key features in that. Our now dubbed FORESCORE AI system is in there with some improvements, and you can definitely see a difference in how the AI fights and interacts with you. It's a bit more challenging, which is kind of part of our balancing strategy. Get the AI as difficult as possible, and then find opportunities to tune it down across the difficulty spectrum.
Mhm.
So we're definitely getting a lot closer to that goal, I think,
Iron
at
out
this point.
some repetitiveness or detect repetitiveness on the player side.
Yeah. So that's a key thing. We've also done some gameplay performance improvements and mechanical improvements that are in there, a few little bug fixes and tweaks. And then if it's been a while since you've checked out the build, you'll probably notice there's a lot of UI kind of polish and improvements in there as well. So
And some behind the scenes stuff.
right. So that's the next topic is what about behind the scenes? So as we get closer to our release grade build, there's obviously a lot of work going on behind the scenes that you're not going to necessarily see in the build as a bright, shiny new feature. But we actually have a lot of stuff that has continued behind the scenes. Story and soundtrack have continued to progress. We're now, I think, like 2/3 of the way through full copy on the story. I think the soundtrack is down to like 5 to 8 tracks remaining out of the like 60 to 60 2 or whatever we have.
We can probably talk about while we're building stuff, but we did hit that one wrinkle with the sound stuff.
Right.
But,
Well, so there's a migration effort we're going through all in the soundtrack projects right now, where basically it's kind of cool. The library we use for sound samples, they have a newer subscription model, which is much higher quality, and it's cheaper. So we migrated to that. The downside of that is they're now deprecating the previous tier of product line that we had. So we have to migrate every one of those 60 tracks over.
and they don't have like an automatic way,
Right.
sadly.
So that is one of the things, talking about what's next, that'll be on my
Okay.
plate for the upcoming development cycles. We basically now have roughly 90 days to complete that transition.
Mhm.
And I've done some tinkering in the last day or so when they added the trial offer for that to do the migration to make sure everything's working. So we have a path that should work, but that's going to take a fair amount of effort there.
Yeah, just a
Um,
little bit of a distraction.
yeah.
Not much we can do there.
Yep. On the art production side, Jas has been pretty busy, and I put together a couple slides here to kind of show some of the content he's been working on. So right now, Jas is kind of working on some polished character assets. These are things that we've been tracking to go from kind of beta to release to really smooth out maybe some gaps in move sets or animations that could have a few more frames to make them smoother. So here you can see a couple like interstitial frames that Jas put together for things like Isamu's and Hitan's air kicks, her special, to just kind of add some more frame variation for like air and wind, so we're not just holding a static frame on some of these as much.
Mhm.
He also put together some revisions for her air down kick, her rolling kick, to kind of make the effect less large across
Yeah.
the stage and refine that effect. It looks a lot cleaner. And then the animation on the right is actually something we've talked about for a while now, but Hitan's utility maneuver for her bird recall. So basically, the way that works, if you watch any of our past streams, Hitan's super, if you invoke that, any of the birds that she has in her bird cluster will go out and do a big attack against the opponent. But if she doesn't have any birds right now, it won't do anything. So you don't accidentally use it. But we've planned for a while that instead, if her flock is empty and you burn the super, that's going to use a utility maneuver she has to instantly recall the full flock back to her as a super. So this is the animation Jas put together for that. There's an interstitial like stance frame in there that's not colored, but yeah, it's pretty nice. We'll be working to get that together in engine soon here.
Yeah. Mechanically, it'll be easy to do.
Yeah.
Just want to do some visual flair.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep. And then Jas has also been working on some updates for Atami, again, to kind of smooth out a few rough areas we've seen with the animation. The biggest thing being his flames in certain situations where there's clear constant movement in one direction. So we already added some variations for like his jump and other cases where there's clearly like sway that should be there for the flames, but he's gone in and kind of added some updated flames for his walk cycle. You can see here kind of the backward and forward walk cycle frames have a little more variation tuned to the direction he's moving. And then for his knockdown before, it was a little odd because we would kind of hold a frame where his flames were like just kind of statically there for a couple frames while he was flat on the ground. And we wanted to kind of have his flames snuff out and then flare back up as he recovers. And so he's put together some frames of that and kind of a rough sample of that we have animating on the right. So he's got some more stuff he's working on for Atami. We've actually mapped out essentially we're on topic 2. We've mapped out essentially all the character adjustments we need for the core cast, and we're doing them in chunks of 3 while we're prepping the outline for Khan still and kind of doing some prototyping for his setup, which is going to be one of the heavier lifts we have coming up here. So,
Also, shout out for Jas has got COVID.
yes, yeah,
So,
yeah,
hopefully he's taking a speedy
he's
recovery.
recovering right now. Yeah, hoping he recovers quickly. It's
Yeah.
no fun. And that was part of what delayed us on streams as well. We were going to do NakaCon, and I think you and Ellen got it around the same time.
Yep.
So the whole team has been dealing with it. It's no
So
fun.
everyone has had COVID now,
Except for me.
Yeah,
I don't know
somehow
how.
avoided it.
I'm sure it's one of those things where I've had it and
You
not
don't
known
realize-
it
Yeah,
and kind of like felt off for a couple days, but like,
just a very mild.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know, but what else have we been doing? So AI tooling, that's a lot of what Sean's been working on. We're going to take a closer look at that here in a little bit. We also did some updates for release pruning and minification to the game package. So we've done some updates where basically now in our release versions, we're stripping out all of the incomplete content. Story chapters that are still in draft phase or incomplete, training modules that aren't complete, characters that aren't available for use, that kind of thing. That's now all getting pulled, so we can kind of hold that and keep the package a bit leaner until we're actually ready to put it out there. But along with that, we're also kind of moving into parity with our pre-release standard, I would call it, which is basically how much content are we going to put out there in the build before we go live. And we're kind of going to keep that in parity going forward. So it is the first 2 story chapters, the core 8 characters, and I think above and beyond that, we're really just kind of missing the training modules and some refinements to the arcade and network modes. So
Yeah.
we're getting really close in terms of the features that are going to be available pre-launch.
Mhm.
There's obviously a lot of behind the scenes work to go beyond that, but
Even content wise, like it's getting
yeah.
pretty far.
yep, we're definitely getting a lot closer. So so we have some other behind the scenes stuff we've been working on that we've alluded to in the past,
Yeah.
and that ties a little bit into some of the performance improvements and things that we've been doing. But that is namely our Steam and Steam Deck release. I don't know if is it that way? Is it that way? Does it matter?
I think it's
It's
supposed to be D.
Yeah. But we got the Steam Deck.
You go.
I have one
I'll probably
right
get
now.
one eventually.
Yep. It's charging up over here. And we managed to get the game running on it. I'm going to demonstrate that here in a moment. But kind of along with that, we've been working on preparing our Steam page listing. And I do have like a sneak peek. This is not final at all. This is just kind of a work in progress look, but this is kind of what we're working on for our Steam page. We have more content to add, more copy to update, more screenshots and other things, but just kind of an early look. We're working on getting that together, at least to a point where people can wish list the game soon.
Yeah.
Because we're going to start promoting the fact that we're going to be available on Steam Deck and PC, Mac, Linux, all that through Steam more here in the near future.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, this was definitely one of the things that when we've gone to PAX a few times.
yeah.
We've gone to PopCon, we've gone to our convention, and that's the one thing that we consistently get every single time we go to the show is this going to be on Steam?
Right.
Well,
And
besides
it's
that, I have
always,
one.
you know, less so on that front lately. But and it's always been our plan to do that, but we're finally taking the steps to getting it set up and getting ready. You know, we don't have a specific timeline around when it's going to be available just yet, because really we're still trying to keep our focus on completing the core game, and there are some extended features that we need to complete for the desktop build, for the Steam Deck build. We've done some preliminary work on those. Like I've started to integrate in July, August timeframe some of the options menu. We're getting that built out. So things like resolution detection and switching, full screen mode, non-VSync, frame capped mode, all that stuff. We do have a preliminary version of that stuff working. It was kind of funny. We've talked about like running the game with VSync off. just to see like what kind of frame counts we could get on PC, which mostly from the update cycle.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like 5,000 some frames on like one of my development machines.
You want to get 5,000
Yeah.
FPS?
You're not going to get that on your display, although at least with my home display, it's got a higher refresh. I can get the 100 or 110 FPS that with the adaptive refresh. So while we're on the topic, let me just pull it up to prove
Yeah,
that
because
we
the other thing
in
is,
fact have this working.
it's technically worked on PC on our local development
right.
machines for a while. It's just we didn't have like options menus and other fancy stuff you'd expect.
Right.
So
And yeah, I mean, the big thing here is that, let me see if I can do this on the close-up cam. Yeah, it's a little overblown, but here, let me try to lower the brightness on here.
we're gonna see your Steam library.
Yep. But yeah, the big thing is like, obviously it's pretty easy with the Steam Deck to get, oh, that's worse. I need some backlight, I guess. It's pretty easy with Photon to get a Windows game up and running, but this is actually running fully natively. We did have to adjust a few little pieces to get that up and running, but now we have the game running fully native on Steam Deck. Basically a locked 60 FPS performance. Get my arm in here, but I'm just going to go into a quick versus match.
Dude, idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to be your left hand.
Oh man, that could be dangerous. Okay, go ahead and pick the first character. We'll do a summon. Okay. And pick the second character. Actually, this is a little preview of some of the updates.
Yeah.
This is the updated character selector. Not 100% done, but part of what we've worked on in the summer. We have not updated the stage selector yet. That is in plans. I wasn't planning on us actually fighting the AI, but this could be interesting.
Good luck.
This is our hidden 2-player mode on one system that nobody knows of. But
I've seen
it's
people
a feature.
I've seen people play Soulsborne games with these.
Here, go. Oh, God, mash. There we go. Oh, back up for a Dragon Slash. Oh, man, she's going crazy on the hold.
Go back forward.
Ah. Oh, God.
To be fair, we hadn't practiced.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of an
I'm also
impromptu-
going from this screen.
Right.
So my input's already delayed because I'm
Yeah.
looking at the camera, not the screen.
Ah.
You're
Well,
lost.
this is
I
a
mean,
little
we
preview
got,
of the...
like we got
a little
we got a
health
little
off
of
of the... We also put the AI on max. But yeah, so again, like we're not 100% sure just when we're going to release this for people yet in early access. There's a lot of constraints around how Steam handles early access. Well, it's also the AI is specifically going for counters.
Mhm.
So this is, a pretty good talking point on our what we've done to the AI as well.
Yeah, you can see a number of things, and I have some pre-caught footage we'll talk through here that kind of shows off that. But yeah, nice. So yeah, that is our Steam Deck build up and running, and we'll obviously have more to share on that as time progresses. But we're really excited that is up and running natively. We've got the performance we want. Some of the performance improvements we mentioned also helped with that, in addition to some of the AI stuff. So yeah, so the time has come for us to start taking a deep dive into the FORESCORE AI system. Let's see, Gemma, what do you think about AI, about game AI?
I think it just gets her very excited.
Yeah. You're interested in that? Yeah.
Do you like artificial intelligence?
Yeah, it's a tricky problem to solve, Gemma.
It sure
Yeah.
is, you guys.
But so yeah, I mentioned we're kind of referring to our AI system now as FORESCORE AI.
That's 7 years ago.
Not
Score.
not FOUR,
Not
FORESCORE, as in forecasting. And let's see, I have like a little let's talk about the gameplay a little bit here while looking at a sample. We just kind of did one with Isamu, but what is the system really provided? This is just me kind of poking around with the AI here, but notice a couple things happening here. You'll see the AI dodging out of the way of attacks a lot. You'll see it countering with attacks more effectively, avoiding obstacles like projectiles. Here you can see the AI has actually figured out that pushing the screen forward and using that water move is an effective strategy against the player. It is doing all of this on the fly. It's figuring this out for itself throughout the course of gameplay. And you can see like it leveraged that there to get the KO right out of the box. So it's really effective. Now, I'm going to pull up a sample here of what FORESCORE really means and why we call it that. The FORESCORE AI system is basically constantly predicting what might happen as a result of the different actions it could take at any given moment. So it's going to test out all these different attacks. It'll test out different defensive moves like moving out of the way, jumping out of the way, bursting, doing a dodge, and those kind of things. And it's going to score the outcome of each of those possible actions. Based on the scores, it's going to pick one that it thinks is the best one to do in that moment. Now, this is where a little bit of our forced inefficiency comes into play.
Yeah.
We don't always have the AI pick the best option in every scenario.
And the best can vary depending on what your goals are.
What your goals are. Yeah. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a moment. But effectively, it's scoring all these possibilities and choosing an outcome, hence FORESCORE. And it's doing this very frequently. So our previous approach, forget the exact numbers, but it used to be
it was like 100 milliseconds.
Yeah, 100 to 300 milliseconds per forecasting run. And the way it was doing the forecasting runs, it kind of like there was a bit of a delay in each step of the process.
Yeah.
And what we've done with the fundamental updates to FORESCORE here recently is we've now moved this to kind of a different parallel background processing model that can iterate much more frequently. So now the AI is reassessing all these possibilities every 50 milliseconds on the highest difficulty. And it's actually completing all of that simulation and scoring in about 1 to 2 milliseconds.
Yeah. Like
subframe. Yeah.
Some simulations.
Right. So it's a testament to the efficiency of our core game logic and the work we've put into all this parallel processing that we're able to do that, and that this scales down to like lower end devices just as well.
Our test codes are still like what, 5 or more
it's
years
within
old?
they're multiple years off, and we're still able to complete those forecast runs on the high end within that 50 millisecond cycle. That was our goal for the high end. So what that means is that now the AI is actually able to react much more quickly and be more aggressive in figuring out optimal things to do more frequently, which was key to getting it to be more challenging.
I would say, a lot of this from a high level is a lot how the old chess systems AIs used to work, where it would just play out all the possible moves. But instead of going like too far in the future,
instead of doing multiple iterations, right?
We're just doing it more often.
We do it more often and one step at a time.
Yeah.
There's also no concept of like memory retention, so the AI doesn't learn. It doesn't keep like a history of what it did and like how effective it ended up being. It's just reassessing this fresh every time. And that's mostly to just keep the consistency of the experience. We don't want the AI fighters to really evolve in their tactics over time or get harder the more you play the game or the round or match or whatever.
It gets really hard to balance that, harder than it already is.
And we have a pretty consistent behavior pattern for the AI right now. So, but a big part of this means that we're having to do a lot of tuning to analyze how the AI is doing these predictions and using that to kind of look at the scoring process. And so that's a big part of what Sean's been working on is our debug tool for the AI. So we've got some footage of that here. So this is the AI kind of kicking off a quick match, and then it's going to cut into playing back the simulation that led to that decision. So you can see the AI going through.
Trying different things. It is slowed down on purpose so we can watch it.
So do you want to talk a little bit about like what's on screen?
Yeah. So we have things like the move it's playing out, frame numbers, how long it took, and then on the right side is a lot of our scoring values.
Yep.
And you can see them increase or decrease as they're affected.
Yep.
And then we have the hitboxer optional, so you can even like step through individual frames or individual simulations to see what it was doing at any given moment, how the scoring worked.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, so you can see some of the statistics we track here, like damage dealt, whether or not a counterattack was done, how much charge was gained, things like opponent engagement. Yeah, here's you kind of stepping through some of the frame by frame.
Just to show that.
And you can see the statistics updating. Yep. How vulnerable the opponent was, HP gain, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
So, we mentioned a little bit like, well, maybe there's kind of some differences in what the AI cares about.
Yes.
Tactically, and that's where the AI cores come into play with this. So there's a series of AI cores that we have built into the system. They're named different things like brawler, suppressor, juggler, charger. They basically emphasize different specific mechanics of the game. Defender, I think, turtler.
Yeah.
There's a couple different ones, and at their core, pun intended, the main thing they do is apply weights to these scores. What does the AI care about when that is its current focus point? Every character in the game utilizes 3 different cores that they will change tactically between, and the conditions of when they will change those tactics and mix it up, that's kind of specific to those characters. We've custom coded the different things like that. So we might have logic in there to say like, okay, Yasu might be on like a striker core to be more focused on individual hit count for fast, rapid strikes. But then if she ends up taking a string of damage and hits that threshold within a second or two, she might quickly hop to the turtler core and pull back and look for an opportunity to kind of pop in and start taking the upper hand. So there's a lot of little paths for the core transitions within each AI, and that's ultimately what kind of influences the transition from the raw score to how the score is viewed by the AI for deciding what is currently the most effective thing.
Yeah, because at this point we're getting all these simulations and giving them their base score, and then the AI core will decide from there how to balance those and how to pick from those choices.
Yep. So there's still more to be done with FORESCORE. There's still some specific situations we know that the AI has a few gaps. One right now is that if you spam normal attacks, it has a tricky time figuring out how to get around that. We've baked in kind of a light counter spam event into the AI right now, where if it detects you're doing that, it'll kind of take some actions to set it up for getting around that to take the upper hand. And it's actually helped a fair amount. But there's definitely more that we want to explore there. And just in general, there are still some characters, some AI we need to tune where if you play well, they're moderately challenging. I think some other characters are definitely more challenging, partially probably based on their moveset. Another interesting thing, and this is a great segue into our next topic, is that it started highlighting some questions of, is this really a deficiency in the AI, or is this a deficiency in the mechanics of the game?
Yeah.
Because maybe there's just not an opportunity for a player or the AI to get around this situation or that. And in some cases, that might be fair,
Yeah.
where like you're going to have the upper hand if you do X, Y, Z. But
Mhm.
so it started to highlight some areas of the core gameplay that we want to take a closer look at, and just refining a little bit more. So that goes into our next topic, which is what's next for 2022.9 and onward.
Shane,
Yes.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
What is next?
What is next?
Let me answer that for you.
So on my side of the spectrum, the big thing is our final path of gameplay mechanical adjustments. We have kind of a pre-written list of them to go through. Some of them actually went in early in 22.8 here. We got a couple of them in. Some of them are things we're conceptualizing, and we might investigate it and find out that no, the current setup is good. We're happy with that. But we have a list of those things that we're going to kind of work through, and that will be the key focal point for the actual game. Things you'll see in the build most prominently going forward here. The goal is that once those are kind of locked in, we're circling back around to our final balancing pass for the AI, for character frame data tweaks, incorporating some of the adjustments that Jess put together, and get all that locked down. Standing up the last character con.
There's still a
really-
bit more tutorial.
Yep.
Some other bits.
Yeah. So we, there's always ongoing work right now in the tutorial story soundtrack space.
Yeah.
We have a little bit of minor revisions on the network side to help improve a few of the edge cases there, as well as starting to look into our internet play solution, which we have kind of a preliminary platform in mind that we're going to be looking into the viability there.
For the AI tool in general, like this is for playback on the device, but we have a system for capturing and analyzing it, but we have to restructure it a bit based on our change to the system.
That's probably what you'll be looking at most immediately next is the what we call the trend analysis. And we're going to kind of retool that so that what we're analyzing kind of aligns to what we're feeding in with the tuning, the different numbers we tune. So we can kind of see, okay, we have this theoretical value we're tuning to. In a normal match, what are we actually seeing in practice?
Yeah.
So we can kind of adjust that, see the impact, and land on our middle ground.
Yeah. Or even like potential optimizations, like is it just should it have been finished, but it's waiting too long, or little things like that.
Yeah, outliers in the simulation keep that performant. There's definitely
why did this have such a high score for a basic move? There are things if they come up.
Yeah.
So
So that's a lot of what we're going to be looking at in the near future. But what else do we have on that? Yeah, I mean, I think that pretty much covers.
So another thing that I was hoping, because I was hoping to show this in May when we were going to stream,
Been a little delayed.
and I don't know what the deal is, but I don't have the official documentation, but at least I've got the word that logo right there.
Well, actually, not that
A
one. That's the
variation
old
of
one.
that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the revised
We
leaner
should get the new
logo.
one. But,
The revised Konsui Fighter logo has been officially trademarked.
Yeah.
Which is a long, annoying process.
Yeah.
But
So, and I don't know. We should have gotten like an official document. I've shown it on stream before.
Yeah.
the last ones we got returned fairly quick. But
Yeah.
I don't know
it's
what the deal is.
government stuff. you
I
know.
mean, we've been having some issues with the mail here recently, just
Yeah.
being.
It could even just be the
delayed.
trademark office.
Yeah.
We're not
Oh
sure.
yeah,
But-
sure. That's
But,
potentially part of it. But
so that's exciting.
Yep.
So
Yep.
we have Konsui Fighter, the name, Konsui Fighter logo, and Circean Studios logo trademarked.
Yep.
yeah,
Getting there.
We have to refile the name.
Yeah.
For stupid.
which we'll be
things.
doing soon here, probably around end of September, early October.
Yep.
So yep.
No trips coming up or nothing.
We don't have any cons coming up. We
No.
are looking into Day of the Devs again for their upcoming
Yeah.
showcase.
So there's
Yeah.
I was talking to him about this,
Okay.
but so Day of the Devs, which is by IM 8-Bit and Double Fine. They usually do a showcase in the summertime, and I guess because it's their 10th anniversary and due to high demand, they are doing another one in November that is going to be both on site and remote.
Sure.
In San Francisco. So I'm applying for us to try to get into that. So wish us luck.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. Be awesome. I guess the next event we know we're going to try to go to again is NACA next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There might be potentially others, but we'll have to look around.
Yeah, I mean the other one that I've been kind of back and forth on is RTX, I think it's called.
Yeah.
The Rooster Teeth Expo.
That's still going on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause we did that one year. So
No, we didn't.
that wasn't that Rooster Teeth? Or was
No.
that?
You're thinking
You're
of PopCon probably.
No,
Or
we did
GD
another one.
The one in Dallas.
Yeah.
That was
it was really
the-
small. It was like their first one or something.
It wasn't Rooster Teeth.
Oh, it wasn't.
was,
It was something
Oh,
similar to Rooster
you're
Teeth.
thinking of the Screw Attack.
Screw it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
right.
they weren't small.
Wow.
I mean, that was their main event. They
Sure,
had
but
quite
at
a
the
few-
time, that was like only their
Yeah.
second or third event. I think, of that.
No, they had been doing that for a long
Oh,
time.
okay.
Yeah.
I thought they were still doing it.
No.
Yeah, that was like years ago. we
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah.
10.
Yes.
Ish.
10 years.
Yeah.
I think it was 9, but still.
It was in 2013.
Okay.
So it's been 9. Yeah. Actually, almost to the day. It was in July of that year. So
Oh yeah.
a little over. But man, we have come a ways since then.
Yeah.
I remember that convention was the one where I was like scrambling to get projectile attacks implemented because I had done some like preliminary work, and then it was like the first time we were actually trying to use it, and of course there were things that needed to change. So
Yep.
we were like trying to get Hitan in there with the bird projectile, just the single bird. This was before her cluster was a thing, and like we got it,
Mhm.
but it was like down to the wire to get that working. That's how the shows always go.
Yeah.
We got like a character or network play or something that we gotta like.
There's been a couple
scramble
good
to
ones,
fix.
but it's mostly been something.
It helps that we're getting
Yeah.
closer to like feature lock.
Yeah. Well, and we have a
things
pretty
are-
set
Yeah.
demo build. and
Right.
everything, so yeah.
But yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Well, I think that is basically it as far as our updates go. So we're going to pivot over to the second part of our stream and start building our models. But
Yep.
before we do that, we're going to take a quick break for a few minutes to get set up. And we will catch y'all in just a few. So we'll be right back.
After
Ready.
My rage conquers
Fight.
all! Out of my way!
See you next time. Ready?
My rage conquers
Fight.
all!
Catch me if you can.
Ready.
Time to step it up.
Fight.
Coming through. Break it down.
It is time to strike. Knockout.
A modest test of ability.
Ready. I am ready to fight.
Flower bomb! A modest test of ability.
Ready.
Let's go.
Fly. Rolling kick. Ready.
Let's go.
Fight. Go. Go. Knockout. Peace. Ready. Knockout.
All things must come to an
We're back with Gemma. Oh, she's behind the logo.
It's like she's wearing
Gemma.
a mask.
Gemma.
Ooh.
Oh, Now she doesn't even want to look up here. Gemma. Gemma.
Look at that sad expression.
What are you doing?
I was sleepy.
There we go. Right here.
Studio dog.
No. Oh no.
Up.
Oh, no.
It's time.
Well, if you're gonna pet,
Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. This is the building portion of the stream.
settle in,
Mhm.
stay a while.
Well, I guess we want to say what we're building because it's been
Yep.
several months.
Yeah. Well, I'm still working on my perfect grade RX 178 Mark II. And I remember last time I finished the feet. Let me go to the close-up cam here. Finish the feet here, but I gotta continue to start working on the legs.
We got some loose.
And I do have like the arms and hands and stuff complete. Oh wow, this is hard. To, like,
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
Make it a
So
fist.
yep. Yeah, I think I just curled the hands for now, but yep. So
I'm doing the Arblast from Full Metal Panic, which is like the main Gundam-like robot from it.
nice.
Oh my eyes.
Logan is doing the
Yeah, he's
Gundam
he's the
Astray
Gundam.
red frame, which I actually bought for myself, and I realized, oh, I bought like 2 or 3 more of these at different styles. So like, here, Logan, this
Look
is
at the
cool.
dog. Yep.
Jim, she wants you to pet her.
Yep, it never stops. You're the one that's sitting there. So,
Gemma, what are you building?
Yeah, I finished the last set whenever that was. I can't remember what it was though. But
I have arms, the upper torso, and then 2 legs. So he's missing a crotch, and his like jetpack thingy. I assume I'm on the crotch.
I am on 0, so I am going to need these and
Let's get things
the
out.
right leg.
I want to see somebody do hard mode and like just pre-cut everything, and then just had to figure out what the letter and everything was.
Be stupid. That's interesting. This has like 2. It's I guess it's kind of hard to tell, but like
Oh, it's 2 color. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
2 colors.
I've seen a few of those. Those are newer, I think, or at least rare. 'Cause I've seen ones where they do like the quarter as a different color on the same thing, but not that. That'd be really hard to hold.
Marked my place
Me
here.
too.
So speaking of Gundam stuff, I watched the teaser prologue for the new Gundam series.
Oh, nice.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
It's interesting too because I think this is the first time they've had like a main female protagonist.
I believe so.
So yeah, it's off to a good start. I might watch this one. It's been a while since I've watched like the full series.
Well, it has been several months since you've seen us. So,
Mm-hmm.
what has gone on with us? So, we
Intros.
work. I guess the first thing is it's actually
Connected.
it's
Yeah,
connected to.
I forgot that level has that.
Let's see. So we were going to do one after we were going to do a stream after Naka, and unfortunately I tested positive the night we
Set up everything.
set up everything in the booth.
Yep.
So I had to make the decision to cancel us going. So Sean and Shane had to go break the booth down.
Late at night.
Yeah. And,
I mean, to be fair, you were like, I mean, if you guys want to keep doing it, but we thought it would probably be best.
Yeah, we didn't know
Not
if we were
risk it.
exposed.
right. Excuse me. And then either it's good that happened then or bad, whatever. But then Sean and I and my brother went on a cruise afterwards, or like 2 weeks after that.
Was it that close? I guess
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah, it was pretty soon thereafter.
Because I was like,
Oh, and
I think it
yeah.
was 2 weeks. Because I was like, oh man, I hope I test negative before.
I was worried you'd go back into work and get it again.
Right. I know. I think I stopped. I think I only went into work like 1 or 2 times.
Yeah.
And then I just worked from home from there. But yep. So,
And then I ended up getting sick on the trip right at the end.
So we went on a cruise to Alaska, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So for those of you who like outdoorsy stuff,
Very pretty.
Alaska's pretty.
I took a lot of photos.
Yep, I didn't.
Yeah.
But I'm not a big picture guy. So I mean, I'm a big guy, just not picture related. But yeah, that was fun, and then we spent the next week at my brother's in Seattle, and we went to a few different museums, and we went to eat and whatnot, and that was a really cool. That was a fun trip.
Mm-hmm.
I'll actually be going back out there in a few months, or actually, sorry, 4 weeks, so a month,
Mm-hmm.
and
Gen Con. Did you get Gen Con?
Gen Con. Right. Then the dinosaurs came. And then we
Came to my pinball team. Dang.
then that's when the cannibalism started.
Yeah.
What is it? Yeah, so us three and my brother, we went to Gen Con, which, if you're not familiar, it's like the biggest board game convention in the U.S. or something like that, probably.
We're the oldest too. If not the
It's
oldest.
it's in Indianapolis, and we were there for 4 days, and we played a lot of board games.
A lot of board games.
Yep, and
Pretty much, we had to schedule it out because of the way that con works, and we had pretty much solid blocks from like 8 in the morning to almost midnight for like 3 days, and then something in the morning Sunday, which we ended up not doing. But yeah, it's a fun convention, but it's a lot. I ended up buying a huge pile of games. Shane bought a smaller pile of games.
I mean, I've been slowly picking up some more of them since the convention that I wanted to get. Case in point, I have my copy of Anachrony here,
Yep.
which we're going to play on Monday.
Yeah.
And I get to melt these guys' brains.
yeah,
with,
we played D&D as well.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Yeah, we did. We did the Adventure League for Dungeons and Dragons. We did one of the Adventure Leagues. I got to wear the. So I bought the Razor. I can't remember the name.
The name of it, yeah.
Yeah,
Laser mask.
but it's the Razor like RGB face mask. It's the first time I've ever been able to wear it like ever
At something.
at something.
something.
So I
You
wore
could've
it.
worn
I
it.
wore it to right. I guess I could wear it whenever, but
Yeah.
I was like, "Whoa, wow, Gen Con! That seems like an appropriate place to wear an RGB face mask."
Very geeky mask, yeah.
And yeah, so it. I'll say that it works. But I will admit that talking out of it sucks.
Yeah.
Because it's basically like if you've ever put on like a respirator mask or whatever, like,
Well, it's like solid plastic in the front.
and so like whenever I move my mouth, it would like shift around and stuff. So
Yeah.
I was like, crap, I'm gonna have to talk a lot, so I don't know if this is probably the best thing to wear.
Well, and it has like a fan built in, but then the battery kept running out.
Yep.
And so you were even like not even using the lights after a while.
Yeah, I mean, it lasted all day without the lights on,
Sure.
so that was fine with me. But
That's half the point. You don't get the RGBs. You're gonna scare away all the viruses with all the RGBs.
there we go. I'm like, this thing wasn't doing what I was wanting it to do.
Man, some of these sprees are like super close.
What else? The Gen Con, then
You got some trips coming up, but
right. I mean, for me, for work, I've been traveling, so I'm going to Nashville next week, Cleveland in 4 weeks, Seattle in 5 weeks, and fiance had surgery but is recovering. So
yeah, that one's smooth.
glad
Yeah.
it glad you're not dead.
Logan,
Well, she was the one that was reading like all the like advice documentation of like how to talk to your loved ones about dying.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was more of just for joke purposes because
Oh yeah.
it's funny how it's worded. In fact, she actually brought it with her
Yeah.
to, we went to her brother's house to take a family photo, and so she read it to her sister-in-law, and it was pretty, I'm like, I really want to see the conversation of like this being a real conversation.
I mean, it happens, but yeah.
And okay, so I don't get.
I guess I even have a work trip coming up soon here.
I'm the only one not traveling.
But you could have, and I could have again if we didn't go to Gen Con. But I feel that Gen Con was a much better
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yep. That it was.
Yeah, looking forward to next year. Even though I gotta do more research.
I think my biggest takeaway from this last time is I need to discern more what games are clearly not going to be available for purchase.
Yes. There's a lot that's like early previews.
Because there were quite a few that like I thought I'd be able to buy there, but I guess they just didn't really have it for purchase there.
Well, there's a lot too that was like 5 months early because it's like
Right.
they brought some from a Kickstarter type thing.
Right.
So I missed out on a couple or got a couple that were not going to be released for a while.
Yeah. But
This has quite the sticky.
Oh yeah, those are super
Those are tiny.
Have fun with that.
Yeah.
Maybe you can just
Can
have that one.
you do close up?
yeah. You got uh-oh.
Do it.
Uh-oh.
Nope. Almost.
Close up camera. Yeah. So those are your stickers, huh?
Yeah.
Jeez.
So they're tiny.
What do you think about that, Gemma? Get those with your little claws. Put those on the model.
I can't tell. They make it look like this is okay. Okay, I get it now.
Oh, I'm back.
What is it? The what Basil asked, do they have trading card games at Gen Con like MTG?
Yeah.
Oh, a lot of it.
I was potentially going to try to catch some of the Magic events, but the problem is they posted them super late.
Yep.
And it was like, well, we've already picked a whole bunch of other stuff we want to do already, so fitting that in is going to be kind of tough.
The other thing is, I think a lot of it was like more tournament based.
A good deal of them are. There were some casual play though.
Sure.
And that's more what I would be down for doing.
They even did some like charity stuff related to it too.
Yeah. I still want to do like a commander night just for fun.
Yeah. That'd be a good one for Logan.
Yeah.
It's a pre-made deck. You don't have to do much with it.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Magic the Gathering.
No, I know. I mean, I know that.
Yeah.
Commander is the game mode where it can play up to 4 people, and it's basically last man standing. So you get to like target other people. And It's just a more casual game mode that's just kind of
Mhm.
different. You have a 100-card deck where every card has to be unique as opposed to like normal Magic.
Oh, there we go. Wow, this is like an actual
Yeah, full on nice.
Yep, nice.
Like all the
Turkey,
mechanics for the
turkey.
leg. You want to zoom in?
It's gonna be hard to like
Yeah,
try
there
to.
you go. There you go. Yeah.
But yeah.
Articulation of the joints. Yeah. So is that like the skeleton?
Yeah.
And that was all one piece.
Yeah, this was just so. Thank goodness that this was not something that I had to put together.
I
Yeah.
made these little things. I don't do very much just yet. I think I'm building the lower leg portion right now.
Yeah, they had a lot of interesting things at the convention. Like they had auctions, they had a lot of charity things. So like one specific that was kind of related to Magic was they had this pile of cards where like people had built like little structures or words or different things, and then in this one front area. And then at the end, they have people that like throw coins and money down to like knock over the cards, and then they collect that for a charity. There's a whole bunch of different things. They even had like kind of, I guess, semi-related things. So like Logan and his brother did a sword, learning how to use swords. I did a different one. They had like some book authors there. They had a ton of artists. The vendor hall was just absolutely massive. We went through it
Yeah.
multiple times.
Yeah.
I'm sure we still missed stuff.
Logan and I got to do a big board version of Formula D, which was pretty cool.
Mhm.
We kind of didn't remember all the rules, so we it
It'd been a
was a
while.
little tricky, but it was still fun.
Yeah.
I would like to do that again, honestly. And I had this like Hammerhead Hot Wheel, and I found it, so I'm gonna order one because if we ever do the big board again, I'll use that one again. That was kind of fun.
No, you're
But
supposed
we
to
also
use
need to
your
just do-
Fiesta.
Well, that too. But I kind of like the little Hammerhead car. It was fun.
But more than likely, we just beat probably that guy who's
Maybe.
Yeah.
probably.
Logan, just let me have this. I just want the Hammerhead car. It's like $15.
We might play it here someday.
I mean, we technically could. We would just need to blow up the boards from
Well,
their normal size.
sure.
Because that's all they are. They're
Oh,
like
was
a-
the car even bigger too? Or?
They
Yeah.
were Hot Wheels.
Oh.
So they just take the Formula D boards,
Sure.
they print them off like larger scale.
Sure.
And you use like Hot Wheels.
Yeah, because the in-game cars are like this size.
I thought
Right,
so.
they're
Okay.
tiny.
I thought it was like an official car.
I mean, really, I just want to play Formula D at some
Uh-huh.
point,
You can
because it
bring
is
yes, you can bring your own Hot Wheels.
Yes.
So
a bunch
I
of
didn't
people
even think
did.
about that because I have, several versions of my car. We have several versions of Shane's car.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So
I didn't think about it either. Well, really, I didn't know that it was going to be like Hot Wheels. It
Right.
just was like a big board version. So I was like, okay.
Should have something where like you do the Back to the Future car, but you can't go
So,
too fast.
Someone
Somebody-
did bring the
yeah,
Back to the
brought a
Future
DeLorean.
DeLorean.
There was this one guy who was a Pikachu. He was like
Who was
It was a Pikachu on a motorcycle.
and the guy was was trying to beat him. He was like that was his goal.
Wow.
He was like, I gotta beat that fucking Pikachu.
Yeah.
Was he Team Rocket or something?
No, he was the DeLorean, but he was the
They both were like clearly taking it way more seriously
Sure.
than some of the rest of the group.
But
I'm curious on what the final attendance was.
Yeah, I think they released the numbers sometimes from what I saw.
Yeah, a lot of them don't anymore, but it would be nice to
I
know.
think when I looked into it, Gen Con does occasionally still, but it depends.
let's see what else. The need EA
Spurts.
EA Sports.
You might want to get that.
It's all over the game.
What I actually bought board games. Well, actually, no, I didn't buy any
I was
board
about to
games.
say, yeah.
I was going to buy two, and I was given one from the distributor, I guess. One was so there's a new Goofy movie board game,
Mhm.
and I played that, and I was like, okay, I want this. Then there was a game based on the Thunder Mountain ride from Disneyland,
Yep.
and I really liked that. And I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna buy this. And then they gave everyone a copy, and it's funny because that event was free.
I mean,
That's pretty
it
nuts.
was free?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They're like, hey, thanks for playing this. Here, we'll give you this copy of the game. And I'm like, I mean, I was gonna buy it, so
Uh-huh.
thanks. Now I don't have to.
Yeah,
And
it's interesting because there's a lot of events that are paid, but there's a lot that are free.
Yeah.
But some of the ones that are paid will give you things like Big Game Night and some others.
yeah, I mean, like, I kind of, and you won something at Big Game Night.
I mean, technically,
You did.
I did because
Yeah.
it was my ticket, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Your ticket
we're gonna play it regardless at some point. So. Yeah, actually, I did look into that
Yeah.
Istanbul big box. It's
Yeah.
pretty good looking.
Nice.
Yeah, actually, like open those up because I have only shelved them since getting that.
Accidentally scraped my sticker. So, want to see how bad my stickers are? There's
There's just two. Okay, I'm like,
technically four.
what? Oh,
Really, that's 2 ones, and that's 2.
okay.
But yeah. This is the smallest sticker sheet I've seen.
Hmm.
All right.
But and then Sean for my birthday got me the Goofy movie game, so
Yeah.
I ended up not having to buy anything.
And something else for your birthday that was late. But
Uh,
it did get here yesterday.
yeah. Speaking of Back to the Future, I've been collecting a lot of vinyls lately, and so he
He's
got me
gotten
the
into
Back
that.
to the Future vinyl, which has a bunch of the songs I like. So
Yep.
I'm excited to listen to it.
It was a bit of a hassle. I had to order it twice because the first one never shipped, but oh well. It finally got here. You have a lot of issues with things I order you that ship. Like you also just got your last Christmas present recently.
Yeah.
Almost all my stuff I order from Japan keeps getting delayed. I have a bunch of figures that are coming. Almost all of them have been delayed, so I would be surprised if they actually hit next
They're
month.
coming. They're on their way.
Yeah, but a lot of them are supposed to hit next month.
I still am waiting for a bunch of Final Fantasy VII figures.
Yep.
A bunch of Final Fantasy vinyls.
Hmm.
And some music boxes. Actually, I think I'm waiting for like 8 music boxes,
Mhm.
which I have no idea where I'm going to put them. And I will find a spot.
You just sprinkle them throughout the house, so you always have a place to sleep.
Because I have enough to where it's like one shelf of music boxes. And I'm like, I don't have another shelf to put these on. And I could stack them, but they're also angled, so it would eventually probably slip off. So
You might be able to make some type of little stand or something.
Oh, okay. Well, I have a little bit of a hinge piston mechanism thing for that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is like an ankle or what. Need a bar.
and then in regard to other events, there was not E3. There was E3.
Jeff Keighley Summer Game Fest.
Okay, so yeah,
Basically.
E3 didn't.
No, they didn't officially have a real show.
So some of the buzz is they're thinking E3 might be more for indies.
I don't know. That would feel very desperate.
It's interesting if that would be the case because it's been traditionally very hard to actually get in as an indie.
They have always had spaces for indie, but it's
Yeah.
always like way in the back and it's very small.
Well,
Or
and
you're
some of the
partnering
groups,
with, like,
right?
one-
You're
Yeah,
having to
usually
join
that's
like
what-
the groups that are corralling their resources
Yeah.
just to get in. It's like
Because I've seen pictures of the previous indie area, and it's
Yeah.
literally like a bunch of random tables way in the back out of the hall.
What is it? I would find it interesting if it's that only for the sheer fact of that tax was kind of the indie
Right.
people,
Yeah.
and now they're kind of getting a little bit more on the big people. And
But the thing is, a lot of the big people are also moving away from those events, so I think that's the main cause. I doubt they did it by choice. But at the same time, you also get a lot more variety, and it's probably easier to get some indies there. Because the big companies spend tens of millions of dollars, but now they're getting wary at spending that much money.
but it's okay, you guys, because we can. All the big people are being bought out by the bigger people.
Basically. Well, you might what's left of the big people, but yeah.
The
The industry.
so yeah, I mean, if that actually happens, that would be interesting.
I assume you'd want to go. Is that
yeah,
okay?
we may as well try to get in if
Right.
we can.
I assume it's one of those things we could probably get in, but it'd probably be expensive. Let's
Probably
see.
be worth it though.
Maybe. I mean, we'd get more coverage potentially. But
Well, we should be.
And
closer
we
to-
can go to LA, and we can
Yeah,
go to
that's the main thing.
Disneyland, and Universal.
You know what's gonna stink about that though, Logan, is we got lucky the last time because that was the last time with the old Fast Pass system.
yeah.
And now I've
It's
just
so
heard
annoying.
nothing but horror stories from literally like everybody.
Yep.
Activision Blizzard, right? And in that other big merger, I can't remember off the top of my head.
There's been a lot. Activision Blizzard was years ago, actually. A lot of
Well,
it in
it's
the
not,
Microsoft.
it's not Activision Blizzard. No. They mean like,
Oh,
She meant
getting
like-
acquired.
right.
Yes, by Microsoft. Yeah. Sorry.
and that still hasn't even.
It was a big deal when they first merged, but yeah, that
Right.
was long.
No, the I would probably say I don't even know if I would say merge, but like acquisition
They were merged.
was gonna
Or well,
no.
separate.
Not
companies.
separate from Activision Blizzard
Okay.
is what PlayStation and
The one that just was announced, or
no, because that was very small.
yeah,
Oh my goodness.
what did they make?
The pew pew in game.
The Pew.
Destiny.
Bungie.
Jesus.
Recent stuff that was a little bit bigger.
I mean, yeah.
But Microsoft also bought like 30 studios.
Yeah, I mean, I think unless
Ah,
I mean, that's going to probably be the biggest purchase other than if EA or Ubisoft go to somebody.
yeah, those are the two big ones left, I think.
But
Otherwise, like Embracer Group is still buying people. And, yeah, there's still random stuff going on.
I haven't missed any stickers, right?
Embracer Group's always a creepy name. There's been some slightly shady things, nothing like outwardly, but
Embrace. Jesus. Embrace. How do you guys feel about the video game landscape right now with all of the acquisitions?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of all the consolidation.
yeah, there are times it can actually help the companies involved. Like, honestly, like Bungie's been through crap back and forth. But at the same time, it's hurt a lot of companies too. Like Square Enix, a lot of the studios it bought either went under or had to separate from them because they were just managing that really, really badly. Like the people who did Hitman, they went back independent, and at least Square Enix let them keep the Hitman franchise. But yeah,
Oh no, I bent it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that gets me about it is like you get all these large conglomerates that don't give a shit about things like preservation or
It's more about profit
right.
Usually
it's all
short-term.
profit driven.
or
That's
name
the number
recognition.
one. It's the number one starting point for most of the things that they do. It's more corporate intervention in the creativity of
Yeah.
these people. It's
That-
more hold on the market to kind of push it certain directions as far as monetization and
Some of the companies have been
things.
better, but there have been cases where like
It's
Microsoft
still-
has like tried to push their agenda on
Yeah.
how they would want to make games on studios in the past. But, yeah, it's a mixed bag that almost never helps the studios as much as you would hope.
And yeah, there's certain aspects of it that I think we're just going to see a bigger split in the industry between the indie scene, and it's going to make it harder for indies to be successful
But at
and
least the
get
indie
off
scene
the ground.
creatively
Yes.
is very strong,
Yes,
and a lot of them are just ignoring publishers or working
Right.
with the smaller publishers
there's
that are
no
doing
need.
better.
There's really no need
Yeah.
for a traditional publisher in today's market.
There's
mean-
there's at least some good small independent ish or it's whatever you
Yeah.
classify it as publishers like Annapurna or Devolver, but they also make very specific types of games, so that doesn't work for every indie. And yeah, not every indie needs one.
Thank you.
Right.
That's how I feel about it too. Innovation and creativity take a back seat to
Yeah.
making money.
Yep.
Right. Well, and that's our core philosophy. Our number one philosophy is that the game should be driving our business and not business driving the game.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought our philosophy was shut up, Shane.
Oh yeah, it was.
We had I forgot there was a little edit in our employee manual at the end that wasn't.
You
should have reread it
before you signed it.
Oh man, these screws.
Why is my nose bothering me again?
It couldn't possibly be Gemma. And her
Well-
fur.
Oh, there she
The
goes.
sad thing is, when it's like this, I can tell it's just like inflamed. So it just has to eventually.
Okay, I'm gonna
Calm
put
down.
my hand back over here, right?
That's why sometimes I'll just keep sneezing until
Nope.
it's numb.
Just, it doesn't. My hand has to be right here.
Mhm.
Yep.
Well, I'm gonna attempt to build a Gundam with one hand. I don't think that's
Yep.
gonna
Good
happen.
luck.
Gemma.
One thing I've done
lady.
sometimes is just like hold up my hands and you can't bump anything.
Treat time.
Oh,
Oh, we're licking our chops there.
Uh-huh.
Go lay down. Go lay down, Gemma. Lay down.
whoops.
Yeah, I still think there's some good games coming, but like a lot of the big ones we don't know.
Well, and it's funny because
It's been a
Tyler,
year.
I asked Tyler how it was.
Oh,
He's
it
like,
passed.
it was okay, and I'm just like, okay, well, he's not a super big PC, or he's not a big video
digital
gamer.
gamer, yeah.
He's a big board gamer, and just not. So I was like, I was not watching right now, but I hope there. I was just like, I don't know if I could, how I want to take your opinion,
Uh-huh.
because like, you kind of, it's like not your thing. But I basically equate it to like
This was-
if I
West, right? I'm assuming.
yes. And he did go to a Gearbox presentation or like a show. It was mostly showcasing Borderlands, the Tall Tale Borderlands game that's coming out. Whatever.
Tales from the Borderlands.
Dude, don't tell me God. This is C. And
You have the
Yes.
oh crap,
Phillips
I broke it.
from that box. This one at least is just not
So-
should be the red one.
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
When you said Phillips, I thought you meant Flathead.
Yes,
C1. Where is one? There's one. Logan should talk about the podcast episode we listened to. So we talked. So here's the deal. It was really late, and I don't really remember. I mean, I know that. So we.
I can feel her stare at you through the.
Right. I mean, like I was kind of playing a game, so it wasn't. I wasn't like sitting there taking notes and shit.
Mhm.
Okay, there we go.
But it was. I can't remember what podcast it is, but it's these two dudes, and they talk about stuff.
That really does not narrow it down.
And
That's like
but
80% of podcasts.
yep.
It was these two
Wizard
guys.
and the Bruiser. Wizard and the Bruiser. And
Talking about wizards and bruises.
they did an episode on EA
Oh, yeah.
and basically how they talked about like when EA first came out and they were talking about how
yeah.
Sega they wanted to like
It was
build their own,
drastically different than it is now.
um,
They were called electronic artists because they wanted artists to be recognized as the
Yeah.
main part of it.
they
'Cause,
built their own Sega cartridges.
Oh, they
'cause
they
didn't-
cheated in a lot of ways too. Like that was before a lot of like protections. So like yeah, they didn't want to pay Nintendo, so they built their own technology to build their own Nintendo cards without having to go through Nintendo. So Nintendo didn't like that, but legally they couldn't stop them.
Same thing with Sega. That's
Yeah,
why-
Sega
that's
was
why
another.
all
Yeah.
their cartridges are yellow.
Yep.
Okay, so
Yeah,
one
there's some really good books that cover that too.
and so yeah, so that was interesting.
Yep.
We also listened to one on The Sims,
Yeah.
Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Nice.
Mhm.
Yeah,
A lot of people don't realize how that like came to be.
And it almost didn't happen.
Right.
Like they were running out of budget.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons that the movie ends the way it did. They
Yep.
literally ran out of budget.
the history of EA is basically a list of reasons why they're an evil mega corporation today and why everyone hates them.
Yep.
I mean, now again, they started with good intentions.
Yeah.
But quickly management swapped out, and eventually who ran it was more focused on sports and money. So yeah, they definitely went downhill. But again, like the original founders had a good idea.
There we go.
Because yeah, even when that came to be, like it was regular for no creative person who made games to be credited for anything. Even some of the first video game credits were people that snuck it in and got in trouble. So it's pretty crazy where we've come. Atari was really bad at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've done one on Activision, so I wouldn't mind listening to that.
Yeah, Activision's a bigger like. It's a similar story in a lot of ways, but I would say went downhill faster because they got to the point where like they realized that Call of Duty made a shitload of money, and then it's like, oh, I don't have to do anything else then.
There you go. See, let's see, they talked about how much of a money grab all of the sports games are.
Yes. Oh yeah, especially now. It's ridiculous. The newest Madden came out, and they've just been review bombed everywhere.
I mean,
Steam, like the day it came out, was like horrible review.
multiple of their releases have just been that way
Yep.
recently. T9 and 2.
I don't play the sports games, so
Nope.
I don't even.
but no, I mean it's I would if I was going to say I found a podcast that I'll listen to.
There's some other good ones I think you'd like.
Theirs is not bad. I think my biggest thing, which is odd. I think for what I like, that's why it's kind of odd.
Yeah.
So Ellen listens to a lot of like true crime ones.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're like interesting to hear how fucked up people are.
Oh yeah.
but a lot of them, they add their own like comedic take on it,
Sure.
and then
they make it more interesting.
And then, so to me, it takes away from the story, and then I lose interest because I'm like, well, I'm really interested in this, and then like you're making jokes about stuff that are either to that or not, and I'm just like if anything, I'm learning, kind of, and you're taking that away.
Sure.
And so there's a few of them that she's listened to. I'm like, I like the content that they're mentioning and all that, but then they'll just go on these rants, and I'm like, okay, well, I've lost my interest in what they're saying.
Yeah.
There's
an audiobook that
a lot of people hate comedy. I don't hate comedy. Like, I think that's why the one
that is a weird disconnect to have a comedy like horrible person murder content. But I guess they're kind of lightening the mood.
Right. And I'm fine with sometimes lightening the mood, but it's like just when you spend too much time going on it, then it's like, okay, well, now I've lost what did that person do again? Oh, that's right, they killed somebody.
Yeah. Back to the murder.
And so these people, I feel, I don't know, I feel they do a good job of kind of balancing the two. Ellen's not soup. She doesn't find it quite as good, but
yeah. The personalities doing it and their passion for it make a big difference.
E3.
If you want another good thing that's like a podcast, though, there's an audiobook for.
Nope.
Well, but it's structured like a drama or a podcast, but it covers the whole Nintendo, Sega versus Sega story of like the 90s, and it's so good. Oh man, I'm trying to dig around for it though. There's another one I want to watch that's or listen to that's called Masters of Doom. That's about the people who made Doom. There's another one that's about Dungeons and Dragons.
Nerd.
Yep.
The episode we listened to about McDonald's Happy Meal toys. Oh yeah, that was an interesting one.
Oh wait, finished.
It was a trip down nostalgia lane. Yep. Okay, 1,
2.
Fuck my shoe. Okay. So I'm confused.
Console Wars. Yeah, Console Wars is a good audiobook, and it's a book too, but they kind of make it into it's basically the whole story, but they kind of dramatize it like it was, you get to see their perspective and listen in to like their board meeting, but he kind of made up what they actually said. But the general story is true, and it's pretty crazy because like a lot of that was this guy that they hired that used to work at Mattel, and he's one of the ones that made like He-Man, literally made He-Man, and helped make Barbie big again because they were kind of going downhill. So then he goes over to Sega, and even though he's never worked on games, he's like, well, I know how to appeal to kids, so let's do that. And then he eventually had a lot of troubles dealing with Sega Japan. And that's eventually what really killed Sega, is Sega Japan just stopped listening to anybody's opinion, and they just did whatever they wanted, and it was really horrible. But then they do dabble into other stuff of like how Nintendo also screwed over Sony making a console, and that's why Sony was like, well, I guess we'll make our own. It was a fun story. Even the way the like cocky way that they announced the PlayStation price is just so good, because like they knew that they were beating Nintendo and Sega on like features and price. So there's this like clip you can find online of the Sony executive at E3 walking up to the mic, saying the price, walking away. It's so good. Like ultimate mic drop. So good. It was almost like that year that they were making fun of Nintendo or Microsoft or like game sharing here. Like, here's how you share games.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yep. Oh boy.
Don't do
Oh. Oh,
That's
it's
gone.
gone.
Gemma, fetch.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Last thing you need is surgery bills trying to get a piece of plastic out.
She's
But I'm gonna go ahead and take a little drinky poo of my tea.
Oh, jumping to another subject real quick. I finally subscribed to High Dive, which is another anime streaming service. It's pretty good. They do have some exclusive shows that I wanted to see and was curious about. Their site is a mixed bag on certain things. Like streaming works. It's not as bad as Funimation's, I guess. But
That's pretty good.
one little thing that's nice is they actually have some like shows that are basically uncensored. Because man, there's this one that I'm surprised Crunchyroll even aired because it's one of those ones that's like borderline hentai, but there's literally scenes where like they put up boxes and they just cover like 90% of the screen and they have to mute everything but the music. It's like, why did you even bother? Just cut the whole scene.
Yeah.
But there's been a couple of good things recently, but I think this like fall winter is going to be really really good, as it tends to be. But you know, like Spy Family season 2, Mob Psycho 100 season 2,
We
season
should
3.
start a Cersei Studios podcast since you guys know so much about it.
I've thought about it. I wouldn't mind. I could talk for hours. As long as you get the right subjects.
We're gonna talk about football. I don't want to do that. Sounds dumb. G1 and A. This is A. What is it? I mean, I'm not like a super big anime guy,
Mm-hmm.
but
I could find some you'd like.
I'm
You always have an initial D.
then let's do it, Sean. I think it would be a lot of fun.
We
What
have
is
the
it?
mics, and the good thing is we wouldn't need a camera necessarily.
What is it? I'm not a big anime person, but I do like cyberpunk, and that cyberpunk anime looks pretty sick.
Yes, Studio Trigger, man. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, Batman.
Hell yeah. Another one that I'm really curious for you and maybe Ellen to watch is
God damn it.
what to do.
No, I just need to
Snapped
pull this
wrong?
up. No, it's right, but I need to backtrack to put this thing in there.
Sure. Do you need a smudging thing?
I have one, but I think I can get this from.
One you both need to watch though is Chainsaw Man. The animation is insane, and it's a crazy manga. Anyways, I haven't read it much. Yeah, you should look up the teaser for that. Like literally has a guy who has a chainsaw coming out of his forehead.
Oh yeah, no, everyone in my guild and
Yeah.
14 have been just like, oh god, it's so cool, you guys gotta see.
Cool.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I might pick that up.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be super into it, but I definitely appreciate like the animation quality and crazy story.
No, his head is a GF.
Yeah.
Okay, where did this piece go?
Been still reading a bunch of manga too. I'm caught up on a lot of it, so I gotta wait again. It is funny how I'm so caught up on manga that like a lot of the shows coming out are stuff I've already like read through or started. But in a way, it's nice because I at least know ahead of time if I'm gonna generally like the show or not. At least from a story perspective.
Hey, I did it. I done did it.
He did it.
He did it. He did it. He actually did it. Did it.
Oh, that's funny. So I just assembled the shotgun, and you can actually like slide the
Oh, you can cock it.
yeah,
Nice.
and then he has like the like shoulder guard and everything.
Yep. So that
I know I mentioned it to Logan a couple times, but Alan, did you see that the One Piece show is actually going to end soon? Pretty crazy. I heard the movie is really good if you're into the series. Maybe I'll catch up on that again sometime. I think I could at least
she
get.
said what?
Yeah, it's actually ending. Like even the creator had like this emotional message recently of like it's finally coming to an end. Blah blah blah. We'll see if they
And-
still do like a sequel or something. But
It's going to be called Two Piece.
yeah,
Says
because yeah, even the Naruto guy, like they eventually made a sequel. Boruto, totally different.
see like the name of that just like it's boring. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
cool.
really
I did.
interesting how they would have to put this together.
What the hell? Oh, actually done the injection.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be really tricky. It would have to be a two-step process. I guess you
Well,
could
because
have.
this has like snip marks. So the red one, like they
Oh.
put this in the machine. I'm assuming already done. And then
14.
because this is like a rubber, so this is
Oh,
softer
sure.
than the red.
And there's no red going in the support areas?
No.
Okay. Huh. Because that's how I would have done it, as I would have done the red piece and then aligned it with the white. But
Are there any games you guys are looking forward to, and why is it Scorn?
So Scorn was a
I'm surprised you're not saying, and why is it Slime
I
Rancher
mean-
2?
uh-huh.
Well, I've been starting Slime Rancher 1 on my Steam Deck.
Uh-oh.
I haven't gotten very far, but it's interesting.
Alan could probably get tips.
I'm curious to see how Scorn pans out. I think
Yeah.
it looks pretty cool, even though
Oh,
it's kind of
it's a really good,
yeah.
well-designed game. They were a supporter of the the gaming podcast I used to
Yeah.
watch a lot, the Easy Allies.
Yeah.
So like they've covered development of that for so long, but it's made a lot of progress. It looks amazing.
Yeah, I mean Callisto.
Yeah, Callisto's been looking good.
Forward to.
It's not really my type of game, but again, I appreciate it.
Did you guys hear the report that Capcom basically almost completely ruined RE7?
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, there was an interesting story that came out, and I guess it was like one of the producers that was being kind of open about stuff, and they were going to try to put all this MTX in it,
Mhm.
and people were kind of surprised, but like, okay, well, Capcom's being kind of cool, letting him talk about it and stuff, and then the video got pulled like
Yeah,
shortly
yeah.
thereafter.
No,
Like,
they would not let you
yeah.
talk about that. There was another one too where Arcane admitted
Like just
that Bethesda forced them to call it Prey, and they did not want to call it their last game Prey. Or not? Was it Arcane or whoever made Prey that recently? Because they bought the rights to that franchise and they wanted to use the name, which was so dumb because like that game
I
had
mean-
nothing to do with the original Prey.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a pretty good game.
No, it is, but like they shouldn't force the name on it
Right.
just because they bought the name. Like
Yeah,
it's so dumb. Then don't buy the name.
right.
Because I was actually more interested in what Prey 2 was supposed to be before that studio went under. Yeah, the other problem too is a lot of things that were supposed to come out this year either got pushed out or we just don't know where it is.
Yeah, I guess we were talking like the PSVR 2 is supposedly coming in like Q1 of next year. So
Yeah.
looking forward to
It's coming. It's on its way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no interest in Last of Us Part 1. It's good for the people who love that game, but it
Not my
looks
thing.
pretty. Not my thing. A little too depressing. What else? Skimming the list. Yeah, Slime Rancher 2 is the 22nd this month. There you go.
Yeah, I've told her several times.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's like, "Well, it'll be on Game Pass." She's like,
Oh yeah, Overwatch 2 is actually coming out.
"You mean Overwatch 1 DLC?"
Kind of.
Right, basically.
I mean, it's the same thing that they did with Destiny 2.
Yeah, but they specifically just basically reduced their plans to that from what they were originally targeting.
Well, Destiny also was just never supposed to get a sequel. It was supposed to last over 10 years.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, they
Everything's
have a
10
lot of
years.
DLC for it, but
Yeah.
they made that better.
I mean, I will admit, Destiny definitely has a fan base.
It's a very solid game. Like, it's fun to play. You guys should try it sometime. But...
Yeah, I know what the actual
Son of a
experience
god
of committing
damn it,
to that
again.
game entails. For
Yeah.
people I know that are very into it, and it's just not the kind of thing.
The biggest thing is that it is, yeah, you just have to sink so much time into rating. And the way they do, like, if you care about the skins, it is an insane grind to get all the skins.
And you know me, I don't do the grind life.
Like, I don't mind grinding certain things if it's something that I'm into, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm curious about the new Star Ocean, but I've not seen hardly
yeah.
anything since they've announced it. That's supposed to be the 27th of October.
Oh, no, you need to look at Square's page. They've been posting a lot of stuff on it. Like the Square's YouTube page.
Yeah.
They've been posting.
Okay. Because, yeah, I just haven't looked into it for a while.
They posted, they've done like 8 to 10-minute videos about like the character, like because you play as one of 2 characters.
Yeah.
And so it's like they talk about that.
You know what would be nice is if they just met at a big convention that everybody else was at, so we could just see this all at once instead of seeing it throughout the year.
What is it?
But
Oh,
that
Tyler
would
told
cost
me.
them a lot more money.
Tyler told me that there was a Final Fantasy 14 cosplay meetup, and I was like, "Oh, hey, I would want to see that." And then he's like, "Well, it was like later, and I didn't want to stay for that." And I'm like, "Oh,
Bayonetta 3 will be good. That's
Yeah.
kind of coming out. So are you gonna play Sonic Forces?
or
Frontiers? Yeah.
Maybe."
I'm gonna see what the actual reviews look like because what I have heard and read about hands-on impressions so far
Yeah.
have not been good.
Yeah. So it's
Which
kinda
is
worried
sad
about-
because I really like the idea and I'm kind of down with the style, but
Are you down with the sickness?
you know,
Sorry, I had to.
No, the only game I think I'm caring about this year, and it hasn't even been announced yet, like, other than rumors that it's supposed to be soon, which to me it almost doesn't make sense. I'm feeling that it's got to be fake by now, but there's supposedly another Need for Speed game that's coming out this year.
I don't know about this year. It would have been already announced.
I was gonna say I figured it would already be announced by
Because
now.
they would hit the holiday season. There's no way they're going to miss that. I guess there's God of War Ragnarok,
Oh yeah, I spent.
Tactics Ogre Reborn,
Yep, pre-ordered that.
Valkyrie Elysium's another one I gotta look into more.
I have been on such a stupid tactics binge.
Yep.
Like I pre-ordered that. There's supposed to be Metal Slug Tactics.
yep,
Oh yeah.
And that has,
could be pretty cool.
and I think they stopped that because of the war in Ukraine.
Wow.
There was
There's like
Advanced
nothing
War.
after November. Yeah, the last big thing I can think of is Warhammer Dark Tide. Would be interesting.
I mean, Tyler was like, "There's not really much there," and I'm like, I can only agree with you in that because I don't really know what they would be showcasing.
For Dark Tide?
No. At PAX.
Oh, yeah.
Just because it's pretty. It's a pretty light season.
Yes. There's a lot of stuff that either doesn't have a date, like Zelda, or is like, oh, no, I guess Zelda is next year.
Yeah, I think they did officially. Like,
Yeah.
did I? Okay.
There's all the rumors that like they're waiting on the Switch Pro for that as well. Oh, man.
I mean, other than that, like for me, there was a really big patch for 14 that just launched 2 weeks ago. So I've been playing that mostly. And Shining Forces. I've been playing a lot of that because I've never actually I've started it a bajillion times but never beat it. So that is what didn't I think that's one thing that I need to pick up is the Cowabunga collection.
Yeah. See, like, it's cool, but I also have, like, the arcade cabinet of all those. But I guess it's not that much to get the collection for console.
Well, what if you want to play it on the go?
Yeah.
You can't do. Bless you, Sean.
Yep.
Good grief. Okay, I need to, like, do this for the other leg. It's weird because they normally have 2x indicators on this. However, there's a spot for this side where they don't include that, which is kind of weird. Okay, we got that. We did that. I'm assuming this is going to be this direction, right?
11 and 14. $11, 14. Hud.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is like
It's what's funny? It's like even with games, like what movie is coming out that
Yeah, movies are a mess.
that we care to see?
I mean, I guess Avatar around the end of the
Yeah.
year should be pretty good, but beyond that, yeah, I don't
Most of the
know.
Marvel movies have even been crap.
I think She-Hulk is like one of the lowest rated MCU shows.
Yeah. I think they overdid the CG on her. They honestly could have just color coded her and probably been fine. But
If you guys haven't seen it yet, you need to watch Nope.
oh yeah, I was wondering what you thinking. Nope.
Yeah, I would be down to see it.
I've heard some people not like it, but I think it was also just not their type of.
Ellen has been on it was incredible.
Yeah,
Mm.
I love the stuff he's been doing. And it's just funny to see. Like he was a comedian, but he loves horror movies. He's done really well with them. And he's bringing like a fresh perspective to horror movies too, which is nice.
See, they don't show what I'm supposed to do for the other side.
C D B G.
Yeah, honestly though, I don't need more games to play. I still have something backlog. I really need to like dedicate time or something. I keep doing like side
Okay,
projects.
They are going to circle back around.
Do you guys like Close
Reading
Encounters of a Third Kind or Poltergeist?
Yes.
As classics.
yes.
Sure. Yeah.
No, I enjoy them for what they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
I assume it's kind of a mixture of those two.
It looked like it.
Yeah.
Then you will love Nope.
Yeah.
But do they play like the at the end? This house is clean.
This child is clean.
Gemma, how's it going? What are you building today?
The funny thing is, I'm mainly seeing Poltergeist on daytime TV as like edits. So it's funny how much they edited that movie for TV.
Yeah.
But you still generally get what everything's happening. But yeah, it's interesting. So that is.
Gemma. She would very much like you to just do that all day,
Yep, every day
Gem.
until her fur came off.
No. No. No.
Gemma, go lay down. Come on.
I was just trying to be nice, but
No,
not
you
like-
can't. You can't tempt her with no. She knows if she threatens to trip over the mic cord,
Mm-hmm.
that she gets another little treat to get her to go lay down.
That's about the trainer foot.
Yeah.
You mean this cord?
Joke's on her though. 'Cause I keep just breaking what I have left into smaller pieces.
Yeah.
Yes. 8.
You must finish what you started, Logan. What did I start?
Petting.
Oh, right.
But the thing is, there is no finishing. That's
53. Yeah. Yeah, I was saying like I need to actually start Horizon soon. I want to get back to Ghostwire and What's the other one I was saying it was? But yeah, there's a number of things. We finally played the Horizon board game recently, although Logan wasn't in town. Or
No, it wasn't. You guys just were like, hey, is Logan here? Nope. All right, screw him. Let's play this thing.
well, now that Sean and I know how to play, we can teach you.
Nope.
I will be the master hunter, and you can be the Padawan. That's how it went last time.
B, C, F. Yeah, I mean, I guess I got Call of Duty
Yep,
pre-ordered, but like,
it's good.
Brandon, like, I don't like super care. Play it every morning at work, so it's fun. But
Oh, that's what that is. Weird. I mean, move his butt. He said it, right?
you said, but
Basically, is he's like flaps that are his butt.
you said it again.
See?
Mud flaps.
Look at his butt flaps. Need to animate it.
Okay. Or
Can I see one of the smudgers? Mm-hmm. Pretty long. Oh no! I ripped off the body. I don't know where to replace this. I've done this.
Excuse me again.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. D26.
D's nice.
Shit. Oh yeah, I think this is the one I broke last time.
Yeah, don't do that, Logan.
Well, they give me no room to put the little snipper to
Mhm.
snip it.
Oh yeah. 'Cause now it's jetpack.
It's jetpack time. But yeah, even Chase is in Seattle too, and he's at PAX right
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, one of the it's funny. I looked for some streams of people that were playing through the new Spelljammer campaign,
Yeah.
just to kind of see like how some of it played out with other groups and get some ideas.
Do we want to mention what Spelljammer is?
Okay, for
Yeah.
those who don't know, Spelljammer is a D&D. I guess you could call it a setting. I wouldn't. That is basically D&D in space. It adds space. It adds a way that all the different settings for D&D are linked together, and it's just a really cool, weird, interesting D&D setting. You get all these cool ships and some ship-to-ship combat stuff and different kinds of magic and creatures. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It came out back in second edition, and they just recently released the fifth edition like rule set for it. And so the campaign's pretty cool. It's inspired by Flash Gordon, like the
Kind of
actual-
cheesy, but
Yeah,
it's
it's supposed to be kind of ridiculous, and so I think at some point I'm gonna run a run of it. It's not super long, which is kind of nice. It's basically 12 play sessions that are kind of like our D&D session, where it's like 2 hours or so per thing. But anyway, I was watching this one group that's playing through it, and I guess the DM from that group was about to go to PAX as well, so he's there too.
There are apparently space hamsters and
Yes.
space hippos
there are.
as races you can choose.
The GIF, the space hippos, they're pretty cool.
There's also I know one of the ships was like a hollowed out turtle. Well, no, it's a living turtle or something. Right?
So I don't. I need to double check how
Yeah.
it's written in this version, but I think it's more just a machine fashion to look like a turtle in the new one.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's crazy ships. Like there's the Dragonfly and the Hammerhead ship and the turtle ship, the Star Moth, which is like a astral elven ship with these crazy wings and stuff. So it's pretty cool. They all have their different statistics and strengths and weaknesses. Oh yeah, there's like a squid ship and a scorpion ship. The scorpion ship's kind of cool because it can use the claws to grapple other ships for boarding and stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
They should have like the stinger be where it like penetrates their hole, so you climb in.
Exactly. That's a thing too. There's one that has an elongated nose that's made for penetrating and boarding. But yeah, there are a few areas that some people feel like compared to the second edition rule set, it's a little lighter weight, which like I kind of get it because it's fifth edition and they're trying to simplify.
Yeah.
There are a few places it would be nice to at least have some pre-can like DM material or add a little bit of extra mechanics to it. So I've actually kind of been scoping out like some materials to pre-prep, kind of like a little supplemental
Then you
PDF.
bought something.
Yeah. For certain things like generating randomized systems or phenomena or a few extra like role-based ship mechanics and stuff. Which some people in the community have already put together some of those, but they're decent, but I think they kind of go a different direction that's a little more like number table crunchy than what I have in mind.
Yeah.
Is it GIF or GIF?
So it specifically says in the rulebook, there has been a debate about how to pronounce their race's name. There's a paragraph about it. Wars have been forged over the pronunciation of the race, but it is GIF, and that is how the majority of the community call it. But yes, yeah, they added that to 5th edition where
That's
it's
funny.
like a thing. They're a pretty cool race though. They are very like class high art focused.
Mm-hmm.
They have a high respect for their.
I like how you say they're cool, but yeah, they're very, very hierarchical.
Well, no. Like if you look at their like
I hate dealing with
archetype.
peasants.
No, but I mean that's how you play a gift.
Yeah.
Like they have very, I guess, Victorian era inspired dress and mannerisms. They are very big on high end like
Items.
guns
Sure.
and swords. Like the dude that's playing a GIF in the campaign I'm watching, he has Matilda, which is his side firearm, and all this stuff. Like it's pretty interesting. But their ships, their main ships are really cool. They're bombards, and literally the central body of the ship is just one big freaking cannon.
Weird.
So the ship is like a flying cannon,
and
it can seriously do some damage if you can hit with it.
You just
But
have to aim.
It's really cool. Yeah, they also have some of the new like races in this version. They have plasmoids, which are sort of like goo-like shapeshifters.
Yeah.
The Hadazi, which are sort of an ape-like race that have like very dexterous hands and wings to sort of fly, sort of flying squirrel style, which is kind of cool. So like they're cool because you get like you can climb and swim, I think, at your base move speed, or fly it. Like you're super maneuverable, basically. Yeah, there's some really cool stuff in the new system, and yeah, the campaign's pretty fun the way they wrote it. Yeah, I'm probably gonna run that when we're down to play, maybe
like a short
later this year,
Sure.
toward the end of the year, early next year, sometime. I don't know. And I'm probably going to DM in addition to creating a character to play in it, along with the rest of the crew. So.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we could give somebody the raspberry.
Yep. What in the heck? I still it's fitting in here. Okay.
We should still try to do I need to read the system more about the Dungeon Crawling Classics as well.
Yes. Yeah. Now that we actually have the print materials for that, that'd be fun to run some of those as well.
Dude, how? How does it get through my gut?
You need more dexterous fingers.
Nope, that wasn't for you. That wasn't. Continue to lay down, please.
Yeah.
She got a little excited. Guess be a meanie.
Mm-hmm.
Shut it down. Shut it down.
Shut it
Shut. One. Oh, wait a minute. It's supposed to be this.
14.
I think by the time we stop, I will have made one section of one leg.
Yep. How it works.
I will have made 2 legs.
I really got to work on my perfect grades on the side because there's no way I'm going to finish them doing these.
I mean, it's nice that I kind of keep to just hitting little milestones as we go on these, but just
Logan over here knocking out almost one a session.
Well, I've got the easy
Yeah.
ones. I also don't care about like all the snippy things.
Yeah.
So I'm not like
I'm not being super crazy about it. I only really mess with them if there's like clearly something that's great.
I need to, make it perfect and stuff.
It's hard to make it
Sand it
perfect.
down and crap.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I should be sanding mine more, but this isn't like a high end figure. My perfect grades I need to be more careful with. still feel like there's some of these they could probably design so you just never see them. They're close.
Okay. I need. They're close. Q33 and K9.
Q39.
I need to try that again sometime.
Ellen and I went once, and I was not a super. I wasn't.
I was gonna say, like, they're okay,
Yeah.
but like, the couple of times I've been, at least the people I've interacted with there and the general atmosphere, they also kind of had their heads up their asses.
A little bit. Well, but so does Joe's. That's another reason I
Yeah.
like Joe's.
Well, I'm not like that. Yeah, they're okay though. I
They're
mean, I do like the quality of what they have,
for the most part.
but I still
I don't
prefer
like their
Jack
beans.
Stack.
I hate their wings.
Yeah, I
It's
still
like chili.
yeah.
Yeah.
Jack Stack is still my number one.
Not saying I don't like chili, but it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like you're wanting baked beans.
As
and
right.
It's like this does not taste anything like baked beans.
I'm sure it's fine, but one thing that's always weird to me is their like ribs and stuff is just wrapped in saran wrap. So you have to like peel it and stuff. It's just weird. I don't want that on my meat. Kind of, it's restricted.
Crap.
You know, I am noticing that some of these sheets are starting to get pretty empty.
Yep.
But
Get rid of my empty ones.
And there's one thing that at least I brought this idea up to Shane, so it sounds like he's game.
Uh-huh.
So we might do it.
Don't ask me.
So
Doesn't matter what I think.
So Sean, tell me what you think about this. It won't super matter,
Uh-huh.
but so on September 17th,
Okay.
which is the day after I get back from Nashville,
Mm-hmm.
Sea of Thieves is doing a community day,
Oh.
which they've done that before. And basically what it is it's you basically just do their in-game stuff,
Sure.
and depending on how much the community gets involved, the more they up the rewards.
Huh.
So basically what you're supposed to do is when you play, you're supposed to tweet using that hashtag, and then the more tweets they get of that hashtag, they will up the
So you're saying I need to make a bot?
I mean, as far as I know, they've never not hit the max.
Yeah.
But I figured it would be fun to have Shane and I get on and like do it through the studio channel, and dude, this thing is driving me crazy. And having it be on, having you guys watch.
Sure. You can see how amazing at pirating we are.
Mother F. There we go.
going on with this?
There we go. That was getting irritating. So yeah, I guess keep on the lookout for on our social networks for that. So that'll be actually 2 weeks from today. So just so you know, Shane.
Mm-hmm.
But they're changing this one where if you hit the max, there'll be higher chances of the like treasure skeleton popping up, which that's
The ancient skeletons.
that
give
one
you
actually
the actual
gives you
store.
actual
Oh,
money.
nice.
Yeah, it's funny that they're like higher chances. It's like I never see those in the game.
I think we
I've
did.
seen
I think
one or
we did once.
Yeah.
Right, but like it's not practical enough to
No.
like do anything with it.
two. Unless there's more of a thing that you need to do to have more of a chance of it. But yeah.
That's true. I don't know.
Because like if you're on the boat, he's obviously not going to show up. So you'd have to do stuff on islands. But yeah. Yeah, I wonder if you could even just hang out on certain islands that just constantly spawn.
I don't know if that happens or not.
Where they just always spawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen it. There's been sometimes where we're like doing stuff and they're just constantly every so many minutes more skeletons pop up.
Yeah.
It varies, but what the hell is it supposed to be?
Yeah, this isn't right.
I would say, get in there. Just, oh man, I think I'm bending it.
Bend it. Bend it like Beckham.
Is that right? Yeah. Alright, is that it? Did I do it?
Did he do it? They look like legs.
Granted, it's interesting because, oh, I am stupid. I wonder why this wasn't fitting.
There we go.
Man.
Oh, I'm done.
We can't all be Gundam engineers.
Let's do it again.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Which foot? Or does it matter? Are they symmetrical? That's the real question.
Trying to like be in there. Nope.
Need a magnifying glass?
I'm going to go on a limb and say that I'm presuming these are 100% symmetrical. And that there's no difference in which foot I'm using for this.
Good luck.
Because they look identical and there's nothing discerning here.
A lot of times they are, but yeah.
So this needs
Usually
to
it would
go
have
in.
sort of a highlight if they were.
Just no. Okay. Okay. Let's. It just makes no sense. This
So I
piece.
must have quit.
What?
So I must have quit.
That does not make sense.
Bruh. Dude, this stupid piece.
Yep. Oh, there we go.
It doesn't.
I'm assuming these get tucked into there.
Alright, you know what? I'm gonna just say screw it.
Maybe I should wear safety glasses. That one came right at
Coming right for us.
me.
I mean, at least, okay, so now they're at least consistent in that
Oh, jeez.
sense.
They are both legs.
I do find it interesting that they had me put on a sticker for
Good.
something that we
Really?
don't see.
Oh yeah, like covered up now.
Yeah.
Weird. Or can he move something out of the way so it's
I mean, it's like, so it's that piece right there.
weird.
So,
Huh.
like, you can see it if you bend this down, but
Huh.
don't know.
It's a shiny piece of metal.
Don't know. So, but I would say that we should probably get to a stopping point soon.
Oh.
I am almost through this part.
I will go ahead and quit while I'm still ahead. Well, I guess I don't know how much time you think.
Maybe like another 10 minutes.
I think I could do this. It's the waste unit.
His app.
I mean, that's pretty much my. I mean, it's like the front waist part, but yes, it's still funny to think of it as a waist unit. That's your ass, children.
Yeah.
What is it?
I think we've lost our guest star.
She is alive. Don't worry.
She's just taking a nap.
She's staring at me.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
cracking an
You're
eye.
talking about me.
That's all the effort I'm gonna put in. As you can see, it's real exciting here at the studio.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to have literally gotten one leg done today.
Hey, at least it's something.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah. I'm
one
not
more leg than you
complaining.
have.
I mean, there was a lot that went into this, but
Oh, we need to get the other side.
So, did what's his name? Sean tell you about Linus's screwdriver?
yeah, yeah.
So I ordered 2.
Nice,
I ordered one for us here
sweet.
and one for home.
Pretty nice one.
Yeah,
He at least put a lot of work into like the sound and lots of little things.
So we will have some kind of thing that's just we will have a screwdriver
With bits.
with bits.
yep.
We can order like some fancy bits if we really need.
Jeez, on these sides. Yep. Oh, we missed it. We had a big stretch there for a
Heavy
second.
sigh.
Gemma.
So Shane's been bringing Gemma recently more.
On Saturdays.
It's-
yeah.
It's always funny because like she's pretty calm, and most of the time will just lay there like that. But then every once in a while, she just has to get up and come over and get some pets.
She wants her pets.
Mm-hmm.
She knows if you're going to give them to her, then
Oh, I see a hand.
Yeah. it's not busy right
Yeah.
now. So,
Even if it is.
yeah. Well, busy as in it's not petty.
Oh, sure.
Hold on.
But hopefully everyone has a good Labor Day
Mm-hmm.
weekend.
Oh yeah. That's this weekend.
Yes. Yeah, the
I'm bad about looking into that. I would have
we
woken
don't-
up on
we-
Monday.
yeah, we don't work on
Yeah.
That's
fact,
why we're meeting
that's
up
why
to
we're-
play an acronym.
Yeah.
Right, that's why you're coming over. And I
Well,
guess
I
I
need
need to go
reminders.
to the Asian market and get some pot stickers.
Do you want me to
And-
get some?
No, because I'll probably have to pick out which one.
Sure.
But I'm gonna get pork ones and then edamame
Cool.
and wahabas.
I need to go up there and get some time. Put a lot of sticker candy.
Excuse me.
They have a lot of varieties. I'm curious which one you'll pick up.
A7, E12.
There's one period where I was trying different ones. I can't remember what brands I liked.
Yeah, I mean, Costco had one that I ate a lot, but I don't remember. I don't even know if they still carry them or not.
Yeah. Obviously, they have like vegetarian, pork, chicken mixtures,
Yeah.
shrimp.
Scramp.
Scream over there.
Well, so much for that 10-minute thing.
But I'll probably eat pretty much anything you get except maybe the veggies.
You don't like edamame?
No, I love Evan. I'm talking about the pot stickers.
Oh, No,
Yeah,
I
I'll
mean,
down like a bag of edamame.
I'm not planning on getting. I'm not planning on getting vegetables.
Well, no, I mean they have like a just veggie edamame, or yeah,
Yes, that is good that
What-
they have that.
ones that are not made of soy like edamame is. All veggie pot stickers.
Oh, maybe the TV turned off.
No, maybe.
Man, we really took too long. Man.
You notice the signal not changing?
Something went wrong.
Oh no!
One of the best errors.
Hey, I'm connecting to this display. So nobody connect to it.
Important presentation. So you know how the sausage is made here. Only the highest production values. Very no expense.
Sausage.
We did breakfast for dinner the other night. Man,
Nice.
whatever sausage Allison got, man, that was really good. And everything was really good. We had
Was it
French toast
turkey?
sticks. No, I don't think this one was turkey, but we have got turkey sausage before.
So we're clear. I don't have a thing against turkey.
I know.
It's just
I'm just saying it's one of those things you should try the sloppy joes specifically because it has a pretty interesting.
Sloppy Joe.
Snappa Joe. A7. This is A, and that is 7. I swear this piece does not look like that.
Is it A1, A2?
No, it's just A.
Hey.
Hey.
A7. All right. Well, I'm gonna do it.
He's gonna do it.
Water, Helen. Water. I guess if we beat an acronym and
An Erminger?
an acrony,
Mana.
and then because I think we're gonna do that, then we're gonna shoot, and then we could play Mario Party afterwards since it's been a hot minute.
I'm always down.
Are we ever going to play Ninja Turtles?
There's that.
Could do that too, since I do have. Or if everybody wanted to bring a Pro Elite Nintendo controller.
I can bring my video and swap the buttons, so I don't have to worry about that. And honestly, one of the main reasons I initially got that controller is you can swap the A and B. It kills me.
Okay, this thing. This is hard to read.
No, it's somewhere there. I just saw.
You just saw yourself.
Yep.
You wanna believe it? Okay, so this piece now. Guess this piece works. But yep, I hate this thing. I'm not gonna lie, I hate it.
I've been telling the guys, but I've been watching a guy in Japan that I watch sometimes do a bike across Hokkaido, the northern island, for charity. He's doing like 800 kilometers. Been pretty interesting.
That's it. I'm gonna have to like super.
Super concentrated. I gotta stop there, otherwise it's gonna be tricky to start again.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Oh.
Okay, I think I got it now. A8 and E13. E13.
It's interesting they call that a gimmick.
And they call it a gimmick. Tyler and I have been really enjoying Solasta.
Oh, nice.
So we put several. I'd be curious how many hours we put into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's been a few games I've been surprised about how much I put into it. Like even Vampire Survivors. That was an easy one to just have like on in the background.
Okay, it's telling me to put this thing in the thing, and it's just I'm assuming I'm putting something to help with
You want
it
me to put that thing in there?
in this thing. Like it pops up super easy, so I'm hoping that they're gonna like do something to like make it not pop off so easy.
I had one weird one. I had one weird piece where it was like a piece sticking out, and then you put a fork on it, and then there was another piece that actually held that in place. So my main body is essentially done, and some of the accessories I got to work on his rocket light pack.
Those look pretty cool.
Still two boosters.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna need to stop because there's still several little assemblies it's having me finish
Jeez.
putting together.
That's a massive leg too.
Well, and it's one of two. I've got part of.
Oh
the-
shit! I cut the wrong one.
I feel like that's bigger than my master grade or perfect grade, but I haven't assembled it yet.
I assume it'll be like yay.
Yeah, yeah, they tend to be bigger too. That's
No,
one
wait a
thing that's-
minute. That's not right.
Which I like the scale factor
Yes.
to that. I like the bigger stuff, but yeah, I'm gonna need to circle back to this because it's just asking me to keep doing more and more, and like
It never ends.
well, there's more to it to be done with this leg than I thought. So
If you
I'll
could dedicate
take that
like
to the
enough
next
time to it, or like had a good setup, it'd be fun to do like a time lapse. I was thinking of doing that. One of mine.
Okay.
I was even gonna set the camera like face down so I could like assemble it right there.
What I will do
There.
is toss some of the small.
So I lied. I did not.
I like the little chain like tubes
yeah,
and
so
things.
they're weaved through here for
Yeah.
some of these joints.
Do you want to show the camera? Or?
I will in a second.
Sure.
I'm trying to get a
Good
couple of these small
yeah.
pieces
Still
out
want a
of the way.
Gundam Death side.
Yep.
Well,
Didn't you? Oh no, we couldn't find you one.
no,
That's
this
right.
is now somebody else.
Oh, someone. Okay, yeah.
Oh,
They're harder to find. Occasionally they'll do reprints, but you have to look. Yeah, I followed like the Bandai Namco main Twitter account, and then like another one they have, which is like their premium line. And the premium one has some really cool stuff, but a lot of it's very expensive, like hundreds of dollars. And a lot of it's like short run, order from Japan. You have to do it when it's on sale or you miss it.
yeah.
So it's at least cool to look at, but there's only been a few I've like been tempted to do, but then I look the next day, it's like, oh, you missed it.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right, I got one more clip,
You're good.
and then I'm done.
I'm gonna need a few minutes.
C6.
By the time we end the stream, I know that we'll this one.
Probably, but
But I figured we should have a decent screwdriver for like when we go to shows and
Yes.
stuff.
Well, and the ratcheting is nice. It has all kinds of bits. There's like it's a really strong magnet. Yeah, it's a good screwdriver. I'm really curious about some of the other stuff because he's planned a bunch of other things. The main thing we know about is which is also pretty good. And then he's teased other stuff because he has like a whole lab and other stuff that he's building to test things. One of the things they teased was mounts that had like custom firmware. It's so big.
I can't even fit it all on screen. Here, let me tilt it, but yeah, this is the leg assembly that I've worked on today.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Just
would
that.
bend it, but yeah, it's gonna be hard while holding up the camera.
It's an interesting
But-
hollow part in its cap.
So that's, I think, part of what I'm building is stuff
Oh,
that goes into that.
Nice.
I think. But yeah.
Damn it! Everything's falling apart.
Well, so that Metal Gear Rex that I have, I really need to
Yeah.
glue that sometime. 'Cause that one's really bad about not staying together.
Yeah.
I think it was one that was intended to be glued though, for the most part. I also need to assemble things like my like robot girls and everything. There's so many.
All right, I can show mine.
Also, a tiny and crazy assembly.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I have gotten the legs and the waist unit.
Nice.
So,
Mm-hmm.
and like it's all
Articulated.
yep. So I will screw with it real quick.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Ah.
Something just flew off.
Hold on, I see it over there. Oh.
Well, anyways, so it's like he's like dancing.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna even bother putting it back on. It's just gonna fall off the second I put this
Sure.
everything back in the box.
Yeah,
Oh,
I might just finish this one too off stream.
Yeah.
Get that done in Adway,
Can I get the
maybe.
bottom to this? Oh wait, this is the
That
bottom.
is the bottom. Yeah, is the
Never
top.
mind.
Like I took everything out.
All right, Logan. To send us off,
Mhm.
I think that we should go out while attempting to beat the AI
Oh, no.
two-handed again. see if we can actually take the AI out. We're gonna try this again. All right, you got to pick the stuff.
Here, I will actually like.
Do you want to go around a bit? Yeah.
Sure. Here, I'll kind of. That should be good. So, all right, you got to pick player 1. Here, let's pull it up a little bit more. So we're there we go. Yep.
I guess I could mention too. I know you tested performance, and performance is not an issue.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. We tried different modes though. He
I
tried
mean,
the 30 frames
if
per second.
we
mode
want
for
to
fun.
just prove it. Here, we'll go to the performance overlay here. And we'll turn on, why don't we do...
Oh, I don't know if we'll be able to see that.
Yeah, it's probably going to be kind of faint. Yeah, that's going to be hard to do. Well, I tried.
Yeah, performance is really good. So like that's not really a concern.
You can kind of see it
Okay.
there.
And during gameplay it might show up better.
Oh, you know what though? Hold on, let me see this. When we were playing it, we were actually playing unframe locked. So we're getting
Oh.
like 0.4 milliseconds.
You still
per
have that
frame.
on there?
Yeah, hold
Nice.
on. Let me turn back on actual VSync here. So we can go with that. Do.
I know you've been really enjoying your Steam Deck though.
Oh yeah. Okay, what characters were we doing?
Kyoki.
And
Whoever
what
else.
opponent? We'll do random. And we'll do her stage since. All right.
So basically, I'm playing as the movement, and Shane is playing as the actual actions.
Yep.
And we're gonna try to beat the AI this time again.
Yeah, it's going to be basically undoable, but why not? Nice. Come on.
Actually, I suppose I should just direct.
There you go. Oh, come on. Can we do it? At least one. We got to get one round.
I mean, you're close.
Oh, come on, we just need one more hit now.
Ah.
Right at the end.
Yep, AI knows. So yeah, any performance nuts out there can take a look at our stats, but you'll notice that nice solid frame graph line there, or frame timeline.
With that like highest performance in CPUs and the teens.
This view doesn't show you per core.
Oh.
We definitely max it out during loads and some other
Sure.
stuff.
But like
yeah.
gameplay, yeah, like below 10% most of the time.
But anyway, while we're playing, thank you guys for joining us today. And if you haven't already, be sure to join our early access program right now in the Google Play Store. Just search for Konsui Fighter in the Play Store, and you
It's
can
the
pick
only
up
thing that comes up.
the 2022.8 build right now. And
We're at
take
least
the-
really close this
Yeah.
time.
take the FORESCORE AI on for yourself to see how you fare and give us some feedback on social.
There'll still be some tweaks. But
We are
it's made some
on,
good progress.
We're on Twitter, Facebook, our YouTube videos and streams, Twitch. Feel free to drop us some comments and feedback there.
And like I said, I'm gonna try to have us do another stream in 2 weeks for See It the Community Day. So
Yep.
I'll post about it in on our social channels, but I
Probably be another
kind-
multi-hour one.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that one I'm kind of shooting for a
Yep.
little bit long. Yeah. So
Yeah.
other than that, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. It's been
Yep.
fun.
Have a good Labor Day weekend.
Have a great
Yeah.
Labor Day weekend,
Enjoy
and
some
we will
barbecue and all
see
that.
you in the next stream video.
Bye.
Take care.